I was walking home from a late shift at the diner one night. That was when I saw him, the smiling man. I've always thought he was a scary story parents tell us at night, to put us to our best behavior, but I was wrong. He's real, and he was standing at the corner of the street, just staring at me. He was tall and thin, his limbs elongated and almost skeletal. He wore a long, tattered coat that seemed to be made of shadows, and his face was pale and gaunt. They were black, soulless pits that seemed to suck in all the light around them. But it was his eyes that truly terrified me. I tried to ignore him and keep walking, but he mirrored my every movement. When I walked towards the left, he followed. As I stepped back, he followed. His smile was wide and toothy, almost as if his lips stretched to the point of breaking. It was a twisted, grotesque grin that never wavered, even as he followed me down the street. It was as if he was enjoying my fear and terror. I quickened my pace, but he matched it, still grinning that unnerving grin. I was starting to get scared, but I thought maybe I was just being paranoid. That was until he spoke. He said in a low, menacing voice. His hair was wild and unkempt, and it seemed to writhe and move on its own. I could see small tendrils of darkness snaking out of his scalp, as if they were alive. And when he spoke, his voice was like a whisper on the wind, cold and menacing. I broke into a run, my heart pounding in my chest. I could hear him laughing behind me, the sound sending shivers down my spine. I made it to my front door and slammed it shut, locking it as quickly as I could. I peeked through the peephole and saw him still standing there, still smiling. I could see the darkness in his eyes, and I knew he was not human. I stayed up all night, terrified that he would come for me. The next day, I went to the police, but they didn't believe me. They told me it was just my imagination from the lack of sleep. But I know what I saw, and I know that the smiling man is out there, waiting for his next victim. I still see him in my nightmares, that smile haunting me. I know he's coming for me, and there's nothing I can do to stop him. The smiling man is always watching, always waiting, and he will never stop until I became his. I could feel his presence even after I locked myself inside my house. It was as if he was standing right outside my door, waiting for me to come out. I could hear his laughter, that same eerie cackle that had followed me down the street. I knew that I would never be safe from the smiling man. He would always be out there, watching and waiting for me. And I knew that one day, he would claim me for his own.